Mistake number one is not having a plan. Water fasting is a pretty serious undertaking, and we collectively forgot how to do it in our modern lives. Imagine climbing Mount Everest without preparation, acclimatization, or a local guide. And that's how I pretty much started fasting back in 2005. And it wasn't fun, I can tell you. Let's do better this time, shall we? And what we can do better is to allocate triple amount of days. What I mean by that, if you plan to fast for 5 days, allocate extra 5 to prepare and extra 5 to slowly break your fast, climb down. And we'll talk about optimal duration of the fast closer to the end. Now, for these 15 days, try to stay away from the kitchen if you can. Try to avoid cookouts or big parties. And also plan ahead some activities, something which will help to get your mind away from the food. Clean up the garage, do some gardening, process old video files. Basically, don't be bored. And initially, I was planning to shoot 2 videos, one with fasting mistakes and one with hints. But then I was like, let's combine them into one. So for each fasting mistake, I'm going to have a hint. And because I actually do have more hints than mistakes, I'll save a couple good ones for the end. And the first one I've just learned during my last fast this year. And that's to have some crystal salt on your hands. Because you will run into situations when people are eating around you and you feel like uncomfortable. So you just put a couple crystals under your tongue. And it feels amazing. Mistake number 2, as I've already mentioned, is not taking enough time to properly acclimatize. During fasting without any food intake, you'll be relying on your own fat storages, and it takes time for your body to switch from burning glucose as it's used to burning ketones. That day will come and you will feel great, but it takes time. The good news is you can jumpstart this process by switching to a ketogenic diet like a week prior and maybe even making it more strict as the days go by. Then, by the day of the actual fast, you won't even feel hungry all that much. Hint number 2, some people, based on their PPR gene makeup and some other personal factors, do not process saturated fats very well. So if you want to be on the safe side, think avocados, macadamia nuts, a lot of olive oil, sardines, salmon for those good mono and polyunsaturated fats. Next mistake is a big one. It's not using electrolytes. Each cell in your body runs on sodium-potassium pumps, so you gotta have at least those 2 minerals if you want to have energy, avoid headaches and mental fog. Magnesium is also very important for proper nerve firing, relaxation and a good sleep. You can mix your own what's called a snake juice, or you can use a concentrate like this. I'll have a link and all the ingredients down below. If you fast for general health purposes, you can have a black coffee. It suppresses hunger, which is kinda useful in the first couple days. Also, you can have a green tea. It synergizes very well with autophagy induced by fasting. Mistake number 4 is not exercising. The only downside of the fasting I can think about is losing muscle mass, and that's exactly what's going to happen if you sit and preserve your strength, because your body is going to burn your muscle for glucose. On the other hand, if you go for a walk or do some light resistance training, you will signal your body to reuse available amino acids for the muscle upkeep. Plus it puts your whole mentality and energy into let's hunt mode. And here's the hint. To get to the fasting benefits, well, faster, burn through your glycogen stores on the first day with some HIIT training. I personally do uphill sprints or hill climbs with my bike. You can do whatever works for you the best. And this is especially important during short fasts when every day counts. Mistake number 5 is eating too much or too quickly when you're breaking the fast. Right? It's a long way down. Remember that during fast, your digestive system slows down, so if you want to avoid any problems, you should restart it slowly. Think liquid bone broth, adding some fat, adding a little bit of collagen powder, slowly introducing fiber day by day. Like for each day of fasting, plan 1 day of breaking the fast. So if you have fasted for 5 days, break the fast for 5 days. You'll feel much better this way and will also enjoy extra few days of the calorie deficit. And the hint number 5, try to stick to ketogenic diet when breaking the fast. This way you will extend the therapeutic low glucose ketone index, plus you won't feel as hungry and it will be much easier to avoid all the junk food. Now remember, I've promised to talk about the optimal duration of the fast. Well, the thing is, nobody really knows for how long or how often you should do it. Everyone agrees that if you don't have eating disorders or special medical conditions, fasting is great for slowing down the aging, but exact protocol hasn't been dialed in yet. I do my best to keep the eyes on the research, and if I get any new data, I'll keep you all updated. So meanwhile, what you can do is to treat fasting as an exercise of sorts, which requires some adaptation and recovery to do and get better. So listen to your body and try not to overstretch yourself, because it's much better to have positive experience this time and repeat it sooner than later without burning yourself out. And another less subjective tool, which is a great help to keep an eye on the fasting duration and your body in general, is Oura Sleep Ring. And what it can do is to track your stress and heart rate variability. When my HRV, for example, falls below 50%, I usually stop my fasting and transition to refeeding. And actually I do have a short dedicated review of the ring just here. It covers all health longevity benefits. So, can you guess the movie? Hope you can. If you have a few spare minutes, I'll see you there.